Master B.
Good evening.
We just joined, so what are we doing?
You're doing a taekwondo class in your lounge.
Hold on. Why is it so big? No.
Okay, we're just waiting a minute for people to come in, then we can get started.
Hi.
Good evening.
Morning, sir.
Hello. Okay, evening guys, let's get started. Chin up. Go. Take off. Raise your right hand, recite the tenets. Saju, courtesy, integrity, self-control, indomitable spirit. And now recite the student note. It's up. I shall observe the tenets of Taekwondo. I shall respect the instructor and seniors. I shall never misuse Taekwondo. I shall be a champion of freedom and justice. I shall build
a more peaceful world.
Motto. Okay, let's get started. Rotating wrists. Change direction. Elbows. Great to see you all, guys. It's excellent with those cameras on because then I can give you feedback. Change direction. And arms back. And forwards. Feet are shoulder apart, torso. And left ankle. Change direction. Change foot. Change direction. Hands on knees. Squat all the way down to the ground. And then stand up and down and up and down and up and down and up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Hands by your brain, standing up, circling your knee outwards, big circles. Now go inwards, come into from the outside to the center. Alex, your dad should be doing this too. Instead of standing back and watching. and hips. Ooh, someone has to let in here. Change direction. And come on. Let's see who that last person was that came in. Okay, turn your cameras on if you've got them, folks, so I can give you some feedback. One leg forward, one leg back. Back hand up. Front hand forward. And little bounces. Forward. Backward. Forward. Backward. Forward. Backward. Change feet. Forward and backward. Forward. Backward. Forward. Backward. Switch. Forward. Backward. Forward. Switch. Forward. Forward. Backward. Forward. Backward. Switch. That way. That way. That way. That way. That way. Switch. That way. That way. Forward. That way. Backward. That way. That way. Switch. And come on. Okay. Put your left leg back. Walking ready stance. Beat. From here, lift your leg nice and high. Front rising kick up to oligi. Hana. Two. Set. Net. Dasa. Yasa. Ilga. Yaru. Aho. Yo. Change legs. Hana. Two. Net. Net. Dasa. Yasa. Ilga. Yaru. Aho. Yo. And bottle. Okay, now step your left leg out. Sitting ready stance. Beat. From here, stepping to the left, turn your supporting foot, make a guarding block with your hands. Side rising kick. Then step together and back where you were.
Okay.
And now the other side, if you can, want you to, we'll go the same way, given space. Same way. Two. Hit. Hit. Try and keep your body in a straight line. Don't stick your bum out. Dasa.
Just turn off.
Yasa. Ilga.
They better out here.
Yaru.
Your network bandwidth.
Aho. Yo.
What the hell that means?
Now we use the other leg. So Levi, start in your sitting stance. Anunsogi. Now we step the left foot towards the right foot. Turn the left foot sideways so it's pointing back the other way. Hold your guarding block. Swing your leg up. Step together and back to your stance. Up. Two. Set. Net. Dasa. Yasa. Ilga. Yaru. Aho. Yo. Bottom. Okay, we're going to do a lot of work in the first part of the class tonight on our kicks. So we have to get our legs nice and warm. So the next exercise, we're going to go kick for kick. So I'll do a kick, and then straight away you do a kick. Doesn't matter what kick you do, but I'm your target. So everybody put one leg back, one leg forward, hands up. Man, it was lovely to see you before you had your camera on for a moment there. Larry, can you type your name into chat for us, please, so we know who you are? Okay, ready from here. I'll kick, then straight away you kick. I'll start slowly so we can get timing. Any kick you like. So you should be kicking in between my kicks. Trying to get the legs nice and warm. Your kicks go between my kicks. We'll get a little bit faster. Should be kicking towards me. Notice the rhythm we've got.
Sir?
Kicking in rhythm with me. Just kick in rhythm with me, Aaron.
Oh, it's because I was a little late, so
I know.
I'm sorry I didn't get changed.
Right, that's okay, Aaron. Just gotta warm those legs up. Keep kicking, guys. Come on, Levi, keep those kicks coming. Got to warm those legs up. Show me a variety of the different kicks you know. That's it. Stay in time. Keep your hands up. Guard your brain. And come on. Grab a mouthful of water. Okay. Now, if possible, if your camera is facing the ceiling in your room, try and adjust it so I can see as close to your feet as possible, because we're about to do a lot of work on kicks. So I want to see your hips and your legs. Not quite so low, Zane, up a little bit, so I can see your hips as well. That's it. Yep, that looks awesome. Cool, nice. Because if I can see your hips and your feet, I can give you lots of feedback. Okay, we're going to do some work on using the hips and the tummy and your buttocks and your big, strong leg muscles to get power in your kicks. I'll demonstrate first with front snap kick. I'll adjust my camera angle so you can see my feet too. From here, commonly people will do front snap kick like this. There's only my leg involved in that, okay? I need to get the power from my hips. So I'm pushing from the floor, lifting up and driving my hips forward together with that kick. Hips are coming forward a little bit. That's where I get power, not just my leg. See, my hips already stopped. So I'm just flicking my leg out. What I want to do instead is make my hips work together with my leg. Try that a few times each leg. Go. Lift your knee up, snap out that foot. Explode with your power. See it explode. With the front snap kick, technically you shouldn't lean back when you kick. You should lean slightly forward. Okay, try both legs. So not just the leg that looks pretty, but it's got no power. From here. I want you to imagine there's a big block of wood in front of you and you're going to smash through it with your foot. You have to have enough power and it has to go forwards, not upwards. Make sure when you're kicking with this part of your foot. Your foot shouldn't be angled like this. It should be angled like this. Foot forward, toes back. Okay, do a few kicks, keep that knee up. Make sure your ankle is strong. So your foot is strong. It's like standing on tiptoes. Okay, so you can hear that I'm hitting the floor with the ball of my foot, not with my toes. That would hurt. From here. With the hip involved. Start from your walking ready stance, so you got nice balance. Come on, Zane. Get off the chair and get training. Explode into your kicks. Explode. Looking good, Levi? Everything works together. Your whole body is a team. Okay, pretty good. Now let's try another kick. We'll try a different kick. Now let's try side piercing kick. Now when we do the later kicks trying to develop power, we're not going to kick high. Okay, we're not going to try and get our side kicks up by our head. We're going to keep everything at the height of my belt and explode. So I load my kick up, and then when I pivot my supporting foot and stamp out, I'm getting all of my hip involved. So I'm not going and just placing my foot out. I've got to explode. Lift it up, relax, and boom, explode. Just at the height of your belt. Go. Just kick to the side. It'll look good. It'll also look strong. Now, come on. Pause for a moment. Now, a couple of basics about side piercing kick. First up, the foot that's on the floor has to point away from my kick. I can't do a side piercing kick facing this way. As soon as I hit something, I'm going to fall over. It has to turn this way. Second thing, when I load, I lift my knee and my foot high. It's not down like this. This is not a side kick. Side kick is up here. Third thing, don't turn your shoulders away. Keep your shoulders open. So I keep this top shoulder up. So they're the three things. First, make sure your supporting foot is pivoting. I'll say pivot your foot. So you turn your supporting foot away from your kick. Second, lift your knee. And third, keep your shoulder open. Lift your front shoulder. Don't drop it down. Lift it open. So from here, go. Do a few kicks each leg. Don't try and kick too high. Try to work on the technique and the power. Don't worry about height. Cohen, just lift that knee up a little bit. You're bringing your knee back like this. I want you to bring it back here. Up, up, up. Lift, lift, lift. Oh, man, it's awesome to see you. Lovely, yes. Lift that knee. Lift the knee and foot. Good, Daniel. Just pivot that supporting foot. Oh, that wasn't as good. Levi, very nice. After your kick, listen up for a moment. After your kick, bring it back the same way. Okay, so after I kick, I don't fall over like this, or I don't flick my leg back behind me. I bring it back the same way. Back. And back. And back. Go. Nice, strong breath. Try the other leg if you haven't already. Look at your target. Pivot your foot. Lift your knee. Keep the shoulder open. Stamp. Feel the stamp. Just go the height of your belt. Julian, you're dropping your shoulder. Watch for a moment. You're doing like this. See, my top shoulder is dropping down like this. I want to keep that top shoulder up, Julian. This way. Keep it up. And stamp right out. Come on, Alex. Show me a few more kicks. That's better, Julian. Come on, Levi. Let's see a couple more. That's it, Robin. Try and keep that top shoulder up a little bit more. And stamp. Feel your legs stamp. Smash with power. Okay, pretty good. And come on. Now watch this way. We're going to do one more kick and work on power. And that's turning kick. So remember, turning kick is like swinging a bat. So if you had a table in front of you, you're lifting your knee and your foot up to the height of the table and going across the table and back again. Notice that my foot is pointing slightly downward, not sticking up like this, slightly down. I'm hitting with the ball of the foot. My foot shape is like this, not like a front snap kick. Front snap kick's like this. Turning kick and side kick like this. Okay, so from here, I'm going to kick with my back leg. I can do a little wind up with my body towards my back leg and then throw forward, boom, and explode with my turning kick. And then come back to my guarding block. So from here, same thing. My hip goes forward and my leg is on the end of my hip. So I lead my hip and then my leg follows. Okay? Don't put your hip out and then just flick your leg. There's no power here. From the ground. Go. Focus on your target on an angle. Lift your knee and your foot. Good, Cohen. Pivot that supporting foot. Watch the angle of your kicking foot. Okay, come on. Watch this way for a moment. If I'm kicking on this angle over here, my supporting foot is going to point that way. I cannot do a good turning kick with my foot point forward. Even if I have the flexibility, I can't get the power from my hips. To let my hips come in, I have to pivot this foot. Notice the knee comes up and then snaps out and back. Hands up from here, knee up, out and back, and then back to my guarding block. Body in behind, the whole body kicks, not just the leg. Go. Haven't already tried the other foot? Lift the knee and foot, get it behind your hip. Hip first, leg follows, all one team. And then try and keep your balance at the end of it. As you get better, the wind up just gets smaller. Pull that foot back, toes pointed slightly down, ball of foot. Okay, so the kick's coming this way. Hip first, leg follows. All together in a team. Your body can start. Body, hip, leg, foot. Body, hip, leg, foot. In one coordinated motion. And command. Who feels like their legs are a bit more powerful? Who feels like the kick's a little bit stronger? Okay, it should do when you're using your hips, it should feel stronger. So we did front snap kick, side piercing kick, and turning kick. I want you to do 3 more of each kick. Don't rush. Make every one strong. 3 with the left foot, 3 with the right foot, then change to the next kick. Feel the body explode and to create power. Go. 3 of each kick. Daniel, yes, absolutely. Walking ready starts. Body and hip first, then leg. Remember, don't lean back with your kick. Sideways. Feel the stamp. I'm not trying to kick too high. Power, whole body. Imagine that timber you're breaking. Good. And when you're done, grab a drink of water. Okay. Put that down, Julian. Now, to get height in your kicks requires two things, not one. Flexibility, yes, but even more important than flexibility is strength. Every one of you I know can lift your leg or swing your leg higher than you can hold it. The difference is strength, okay? You can't yet kick to the height of your flexible limits. So yes, we want to work on flexibility, but more important to work on strength. So everybody on your hands and knees. Hands and knees. Some of you may want to angle your camera so I can see you, not just your wall. Okay, now bring your right leg up to your knee. Your knee to your shoulder. Right leg up, knee to shoulder. Keep the knee and the foot high, and then go out like a turning kick and back. 2, back. 3, Levi on hands and knees, back. Lift, 4, back. 5, back. 6, back. 7, back. 8, back. Levi, look at my position. 9, back. 10, back. Good. Now change legs. Ready. Other leg up. 1, back. 2, back. Keep the knee and foot up. 3, back. 4, back. 5, back. 6, back. 7, back. 8, back. 9, back. 10, back. Good, and relax. Okay, now to the other leg. Knee up to the shoulder, and this time step right back behind you like Yopchagi. Back, out. Keep the knee and foot up. Back. 3, back. Come on, Zane. 4, back. 5, back. Keep the knee up. Don't drop the knee, Zane. 6, knee to shoulder. Back. 7, back. 8, back. 9, back. Keep the knee up. 10, back. Look at the height of my knee. Keep it up. Keep it up. And other leg. Knee up. 1. Back. 2. Feel that stamping movement. Back. 3. Back. 4. Back. 5. Back. 6. Back. 7. Back. 8. Back. 9. Back. 10. Back. Whoa. Take a little break. Before we do one more set. Good for developing your strength. Who feels the muscles around their bottom? Can you feel your muscles around your bottom? If you can, you might be doing it well. You're putting some effort in. That's good. Awesome. Okay, second set. First, the turning kick one. Knee up. And extend for turning kick. And back. 2. Back. Keep the knee and foot up. 3. Back. Zane, don't drop the knee. 4. Back. Control it slowly. 5. Back. Kicking towards your head. 6. Back. 7. Back. 8. Back. 9. Back. 10. Back. Cool. Change legs. Lift the knee up. 1. Back. 2. Back. 3. Back. 4. Back. 5. Back. 6. Back. 7. Back. 8. Back. 9. Back. Keep the knee up. 10. Back. Don't drop that knee, Julian. Oh. One more set of side kicks. Whoa. Feels good. Okay. Ready. Right leg up. Step behind you. 1. Back. 2. Keep the knee up. Back. Julian, lift your knee. 3. Back. When you bring it back, keep your knee up. 4. Back. 5. Back. Daniel, bring your knee back to your shoulder. 6. Back. You're snapping. Daniel Pierce. 7. Back. 8. Back. 9. Back. Daniel, watch. 10. Back. See my knees coming to my shoulder and going out. Okay, and last side. Oh. Ready. Up. 1. Back. 2. Back. 3. Daniel, bring your knee to, oh, sorry, it's not Daniel, it's Cole. Back. 4. And Luke, bring your knee to your chest, shoulder. 4. Back. 5. Back. 6. Back. 7. Back. 8. Back. 9. Come on, Zane. Back. 10. Knees to shoulder. Back. And relax. Standing up. Give your legs a little shake. Relax. Grab a little drink. Okay. Oh, how's everyone's legs feeling? Now I want you to do 3 more kicks each leg. Front snap kick, side piercing kick, and turning kick. Trying to smash it out really using your hips. 3 more each leg. Starting with your front kick. Let's go. Let those hips explode. Try our hands out in that. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, now your side piercing kick. Starting from your parallel stance. Pivot, lift your knee, step, and raise your shoulder. Keep that shoulder up. The other side. Keeping this hand up will help. Alex, lift your knee. That's a boy. And your turning kick. Okay, body, hip, knee, foot. And shot. Take a 15-second break, go. Okay. Now, we're going to do a little bit of work on sine wave. And then after we've done our work on sine wave, then we're going to apply it to our patterns into forward direction punch and forward direction block. So the focus that I've done of today's class is using your power from your abdomen and your buttocks and all the power of the muscles around your hips. Last week, we worked a little bit about on the explosive power when we were doing our movements. From here, bend, down, up, hip leads, because it's bigger and slower, and then explode into your body. Okay, so we're going to apply that same principle. Thank you. Why? I just had to get my training towel. I forgot to bring it at the start. Okay, that's better. Okay, so sine wave adding to that, we have the rotational explosion from the hips, but we also get power from our hips going down, up, and then drop and explode into the movements. That's sine wave. And we create the sine wave by using the knee that's on the ground. So if I'm going forward, I'll go bend this knee to go down just a little bit. Then I'll rise up and I'll fall forwards and then land in my movement as I explode. So notice it's a 3 count. Down, up, down is 1, 2, 3. And that's the same as the count for our hand movements. So if I do a low block, for example, from here, 1 hand's in front of my chest, 2 pull back and cross, 3 explode into my block. If I'm doing a punch, 1 ready position, bring my other hand up. My punching hand's just off my hip. 2 I pull back, 3 I drop and punch. Okay, so there's a spring of the knee and time with your hands. Okay, ready. We're going to try and apply that to forward direction punch first. I'll have my back to you so that juniors you can copy. Everyone, most of you should know this, I think. Oh, yes, I think everyone here knows. Okay, from here, first thing that I'm going to do is bend my left leg, lift my right foot slightly off the floor because that's the one that's going to move. My left hand comes up like a target. I'll change my angle so you can see. My right hand comes just off my hip. Then I'm going to pull back as I rise up. And then just as I fall, I explode in my punch. Ready. Forward direction punch. Pull up. Now from here, my back knee creates a sine wave because that's the one that stays on the ground. Down. Hands are in front of my chest. up, cross, down, explode. Now my punch, as I come forward, I lift my hands up and I drop my knee, bend my knee to drop down slightly. Then pull back and rise up, down and punch. Down, hands in front of chest as I pivot. Rise up and cross. Now I'm still facing about 45 degrees. And then explode with my hip to create my block. Check your train tracks. Make sure you've got a good stance. Going forward, down. Extend your punching hand out. Get it ready to punch. Then rise up, and fall, and punch. Land together. Keep the foot close to the floor. You don't lift it up and stand, it just glides along the floor. Down. Bend your arms in front of your chest. Protect your body. Up and cross. Down and explode into your low block. Big step, Julian. You're going to have big, strong stances. And now forward, down and extend your punch forward. Extend the other hand forward. Pull back and rise up and fall and punch. And then butt all. Okay, now I'm going to watch you do it. I want you to try and think about that down, up, down, the explosion of the movement to get all the power from your body in. Ready, forward direction punch, right side. Beat. Take your time. Each movement should be hard and fast and powerful. Then you pause. Then you start slowly and you build up your speed and explode in the third part. Ready, go. Go, check those stances. Robin, let that hip be involved. Let that hip join in. Boom, explode for your blocks. Luke, watch that stance. It's looking sloppy. Francis needs to be a bit longer. Longer, Luke, and hip straight. Longer, longer, longer. Big stance. And butt all. Good. Now watch this way for a moment. I'm seeing a little bit of this. I'm going to show you it in two angles where the hip isn't doing any work. It's just turning. So the only thing doing the block is my hands. See how my hips moving at the same time as my shoulders and my legs? Everything's moving at the same time. So I can't get power from my hip like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my hip and then let my hands catch up. Okay, so the hip goes first, and then the hands have to go super fast to catch up, boom, to explode into the end. Okay, so we don't go all together, not like this. I'll show you facing you. The hips just moving at the same pace as the feet and the shoulders. That goes a little bit earlier. And then it creates the explosion. The explosion comes from my hip. Okay, what I want you to do now, just for a moment, put your hands on your hips. We're going to do something that looks really silly. I'm going to step to my left and do a walking stance. But I'm going to try and explode with my hips, left and right. Let the hips go super fast, just at the end. So relax, relax, fast. Then what's really hard is try it going forwards. Because your hip has to go the same direction as the front shoulder. Explode at the end. Try left and right again. Good. Okay. Good. Nice, Cohen. Now I want to see you add the hands. So left and right for the block. The hands have got to catch up to your hip. The hip goes first. The hand catches up. Remember the spring of your knees. That's looking better. Whoa, nice. Then try your punches. Explode.
Sir,
Yes.
can I go to the toilet?
Yes, Luke, of course. Okay, try it a few times, left and right. Try it with the punch, try it with the block. And pause for a moment. What now? Next little trick I want you to do, hold your hands out to the side like this. Now turn your hips. So what I want you to notice is that my hips can turn while my shoulders still stay where they are. So watch for a moment. I'm not going like this, where I'm winding up, because if I wind up like that, someone will kick me while my ribs are exposed. My hips wind up, but my arms are staying here. Boom! So my hips explode, but my arms stay behind. And here, arms are here, arms are moving, hips stay behind, and explode the hips, and then the arm follows. Go! Do a couple each side. Then we do 4 direction punch. Good, Cohen. Now try the same thing, Cohen stepping forward rather than backward. You're just doing it differently, trying a different exercise. That's cool. So rather than going this way, try it going this way. Exactly the same. Just slightly different stepping. Nice. I'm seeing some good power. Awesome. Now, come on. Let's see that 4 direction punch with that power in it. Okay, right side from here. I'm not going to go too hard because I'm on the upstairs in my house and stuff will start falling off shelves. From here, right side, ready, go. Good. Taking your time so you can get each movement strong. It's good. Zane, straighten your hips and shoulders. Bottle. Now the left side. Go. Try and work out the same explosions with the hips. The sine wave. Spring the knee and relax. Luke, straighten up those hips and shoulders. Check your stance is nice and long. Your hips are straight, your shoulders are straight. And butthole. Now we'll do 4 direction block. Saju makgi. Right side. Saju. Same thing, get the sine wave in the hips. Don't rush, Levi. Try and make every movement strong. So take your time for strong movements. And bottle. Now the left side. It's up. Bottle. Okay. Now, everybody, I want you to try that with your own pattern. So yellow stripes, Julian, that is you. You will do chonji, if you know it. Yellow belts will do dangun. Everyone else do your own pattern. White belts do 4 direction block again, right side and left side. Okay, now remember, if you're limited for space, don't make short, silly stances. Do a full stance and then move to give yourself space. So if I'm doing dangun and I only have this much room, I'll go my thing guarding block, then I'll hold it and move. Then the second one. Okay, so you can do full, strong movements. Try and apply the sine wave, the knee spring. Keep the torso up, down, and the hip. That 3 count. down, up, down. And that explosion of the hip happens in the down motion on the third bit. Ready, your own pattern to be. Saju. Nice. More power, Alex. Watch those stances. Make it nice and strong. Don't rush it, Franz. Take your time. Sine wave and longer stance, Franz. Spring that knee and land in a long, strong stance. Luke, good. Straighten the hips and shoulders up in your walking stance. And Luke, remember, the inner forearm middle block is an L stance, not a walking stance. So your feet should make an L shape. Your walking stance, your L stance is looking a bit like this. Should be like this. Okay. Some more weight on the back leg, back foot pointing. That's it. That looks good, Luke. And then punch in your walking stance. Okay, if you have any questions, you can finish and then ask your question. Take your time, Levi. Nice and strong. Nice, Colin. Remember to relax and use those hips, Alex. Sine wave and hips to develop power. That's what we've been working on tonight. Zane, you don't need to unmute unless you have a question. When you finish Buttle, feel free to try once more and feel how that power develops through your body. Take your time with each movement. Nice, strong movements. Alex, show me once more. Aaron, that's looking good. Toby, I'm looking. Show me. Come on, Zane. Don't take a little holiday. It's not time for a rest. Don't rush, Zane. Don't rush. Take your time. Keep it up, Levi. You're looking really good. Levi, in your inner forearm middle block, your hand tends to be a little bit high like this. Okay, your foot knuckle should be the height of your shoulder. Levi, show me. Your knuckle should be the height of your shoulder this way. Okay, can you do it sideways for me? Because I can't see with the angle of the camera. Now make it a little bit lower. You're up here like this at eye level, come down. Bring your fist down to shoulder level. And then just straighten your wrist up because your wrist is a little bit bent. Not like this, straighten it out this way. Yes, that's it. That's looking good. Okay, so it's lower than you think. It looks lower than you think because you're going to look down on your fist. And go on. Okay. If anybody has any questions, please unmute and ask the question now.
Sir,
Yes.
if your yellow stripe of Chonchi, after this, can we do 4 punches 2 times and then back 2 times?
That's Chonji. That's correct. Okay, you're going to work through all 19 movements. That's right. Okay, now sitting down, put your left leg up in front of you, put your right leg over the top. We've done some good work on the legs tonight, so we should have a little bit of a stretch. So we worked on using the hips to develop power not only in our kicks, but also using hips in our sine wave to develop power in our patterns as well, in our hand movements. Okay, so it's quite a lot of detailed stuff we covered tonight, and some of you are looking really good. So take your red training notebook after class and write down what you've learned. Write down what you've discovered. Okay, what have you figured out from practicing like that about how your hips work? So write down as many notes as you can remember. Remember that 3 count for all of your hand movements. Remember what we did with our kicks. And change. Come on, Zane. Other leg goes over the top, then you reach around your knee, twist your body away from your knee. So Zane, bring that left hand around your knee, put the right hand behind you on the floor. Put the right hand behind you on the floor. Now twist your body. Like you're turning your head towards the back wall. That's it. But put that left hand on your knee, not your ankle. Now pull the knee the other way. Now you're talking. Come on, Levi. Okay, both feet straight out in front of you. Reach up nice and tall and lean your body forward. If you can touch your toes easily, grab your toes. If you can't touch your toes easily, put them on your shins. And then bring your tummy button down towards your thighs. Stretch it forward towards your knees. Try and get that tummy button forward towards your knees. Get a nice stretch in the hamstrings. From here, I can just go one side, then the other side. This is easier if you're holding the outsides of your feet, because the hamstring is quite a big muscle. So try and stretch different parts of it. Okay, bring your heels in. Feet together in front of you, as close to your bottom as you can, and then push down on your knees. Make a wish. That way, if you hear a snapping sound, at least your wish might come true. No, you don't want to hear a snapping sound. Don't push that hard. Just so it's uncomfortable, breathe deeply. Now turn sideways to the camera like this. Lie down on the ground and put your feet straight up in the air. Extend your trousers and grab the ends of your trousers. Push your heels towards the ceiling and then open your legs out. Then just lie back and relax. But your legs have to be straight. So push those heels out so your legs are straight. No bent legs. You want to keep your trousers down below your knees. That helps to keep your legs straight as well. Some of you have got your trousers too low. So you're pulling them back behind your calves. You can use your tummy muscles to keep your legs where they are too. If you've got tummy muscles. Your back should be flat on the ground, Julian. Julian, your back should be flat on the ground, right down to your hips. Your hips should be on the ground. That's better. Now, this is a really good exercise. You close your legs up, and then you open them again. And then you close them, and open them in, and you close them, and open, and close, and open. And you do that like 500 times. It's really awesome. Maybe 100. I'll let you get away with 100. But we won't do 100 now because we've got time. Okay. And standing up. A 100 of those is really good for you. They're called adductor flies. And then one leg behind you, grab your ankle. And then after you've done your 100th one, you just relax with your legs open and let them hang a little bit deeper in the stretch. It's awesome. Change. And shot. Turn to the left and tidy up. Thanks for coming tonight, guys. Remember, we've got classes at 5 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And we've also got Saturday at 11 o'clock. Ta-da! I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Come to every session. Who can come to every session this week? 1, 2, 3. Come here. Yes, Cohen. I love seeing lots of you. It's awesome. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.
See you, peace.
Bye.